welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a requested video and this is how to shop and ship from AliExpress. And just before I begin, I'd like to welcome all of you that are new to my page. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Grace Ndiege, and yes, I talk about everything. I talk about millennial home decor on a budget, and then, well, I guess everything else millennials like to talk about. So a lot of you have been complimenting my outfits. So today's dress is by yours truly, Grace. I'll link her page down on Instagram. I realize I wear a lot of her pieces on this channel, so I guess if you find her today, then you'll be able to find her for most of my other African pieces. So let's jump straight into it. I have a few notes written down. And let me just first of all give you a background. I've been shopping on AliExpress for quite a few years, maybe 5 years now. I started off in 2014, 2015. I've had a good run for the most part. I haven't had a lot of issues receiving my items, with tax, with the post office, and with returning or a refund from AliExpress. So a lot of the things that I like or I want to, sometimes when I'm looking for something that's in style that's not yet on the local market, I always check on AliExpress because sometimes they'd be in tune with more of a Western style of stuff. So I buy things ranging from clothes to accessories to what else. I've recently just started buying home decor stuff, and it's not too much. And my very first purchase off of AliExpress was camera equipment. I got my tripod off of AliExpress for $20 back then. I got my lighting from AliExpress. I think I still have it. I don't use them much anymore. Yeah, so my experience with AliExpress has been good. I can't complain except for 1 or 2 times. So I guess let's start with tip number 1, which would be how to search. Most of the time, use keywords. Like if you're looking for something in general, use say tripods, then just type into the search tripod, and then it will give you a variety of options. So as you're searching, you want to sort of isolate a few other things and leave other things in the picture. So like for example, I only search for items that are under free shipping or on sale. That way I get a good bargain. So when you first join AliExpress, you should create an account and input your address, and this is your Kenyan address, so you don't need to use another shipper for AliExpress. Some items or most of the items that are sold on there do ship to Kenya. If it doesn't ship to Kenya, then it will indicate under the item this does not ship to Kenya. So I like to pick a lot of the items first of all that have either free shipping or a very little shipping cost, because I realized with some stores, and then if I find that something has a shipping cost, for example if I'm buying earrings and the shipping cost is 89 cents or $1 something, it's minuscule, and say the item is also just under $1 or $2, whatever the case, then I like to just click on the little home button that shows the shop and then buy more things from the same shop. That way I'm not spending a lot on shipping on just one item. So I kind of split that down. Then the second thing I do is research. So if I find something that I like, say for example I was looking for earrings and I see like in this case fringe earrings and I like them, then I scroll down and I check where it's written feedback, and then I look at who else has bought this and what are their thoughts, what are the photos, because a lot of the time some of the photos on AliExpress are not the same as what is the actual item. You need to read the description in detail, because when you scroll up on the page, you'll see product description, which tells you what the material the product is made of, and the sizes and the dimensions of the product. That way you're not expecting a huge thing, and yet in the description it wrote to you that that particular item was 2 centimeters or 3 centimeters or even 10 millimeters, and you're expecting like a really, really huge item. So aside from just researching and kind of narrowing down what's something that's within your price range and something that has good reviews, and something who, like, the people that have shopped have sent you the actual I've sent photos of the actual thing. Read the, like, you need to manage your expectations. If you're going to be spending $5 on a top online that is from China, then you need to manage your expectations. So make sure you read very, very carefully. So at this point, then you add your items to the cart and then you proceed to checkout. So there's different ways to pay for your, I'm looking around because I'm looking for my card. Sorry, I don't have it. But you can use, so it lists different methods of payment. You can use Visa, you can use PayPal, you can use, recently they've said you can use M-Pesa. I have tried it once or twice. It's not worked. I don't know why I can't seem to find the M-Pesa option on AliExpress. So I don't understand if it's Safaricom or AliExpress that hasn't added it to their website. And yeah, so one more thing before I keep going. So there's a difference between AliExpress and Alibaba. It's the same company, however, on Alibaba you buy more things at a wholesale price, while on AliExpress you can buy, say, one set of earrings. So if you're a vendor and you're looking to stock in stuff from China, then you can buy, say, 100 pieces of fringe earrings, or 100 pieces of faux flowers, or 100 pieces of pillow cases or pillow covers. So another thing that, so yeah, so I pay using my Visa card. I used to use my Nakumat card, however I lost it, and then from there I just started using my bank card. Now I'll make sure you check with your bank first, or if you have a history of buying or shopping online, then you know how your bank works. So I used to have a COP account, and on that account they used to charge me an extra 2,000 bob. It was 1950 or 1980 on top for making that conversion to dollars, which I find it's unnecessary, because I will have bought something worth $10 or worth $5, and then I'm being charged 1980 for every extra transaction. So make sure you check with the bank. My current bank doesn't charge you. I pay my one fee at the end of every month, and then all my transactions are free regardless. So make sure you check with the bank just to confirm. So your bank could either be a MasterCard, could either be a Visa, could either be PayPal, could either be all those things. As long as it's acceptable on AliExpress, then you can make the payment on. So yes, if someone knows how to use M-Pesa, please drop a comment and let me know how it works. Once you pay, now the long wait begins. And this can take long. I'll tell you why. I really wanted to film this video earlier on in the year, and I made this order the first week of January. I got 2 out of the 3 things that I ordered, and that's to tell you how long it could take just to wait for stuff. Some stuff comes really fast. I have drawer organizers that I got in like 2 weeks. Other stuff takes so long, and it's so frustrating. You even forget about it most of the time. So it's like a gift when you get that little notice. So now we come to where every one of you is interested, which is the poster part, and which is receiving the items. So I send the packages to my post office via Kenya Posta Services. I know AliExpress also ships. I think a lot of hair on AliExpress comes via DHL. Now there's a difference between those 2 services. With DHL, no matter how small the package is, you will always pay taxes, always. And if you've dealt with DHL or what's it called, this other one, not EMS, EMS is the same thing, Posta. So DHL and all those types of services, it really does, the costs really do add up. Trust me, they do. So I feel like it's faster. You'll get your packages in 4 days or like a week max, but then you're going to be paying so much more for the item that you don't even know if this item is very good for what it's worth. And then you're just like, it just stops being economic anymore. So I prefer Posta, and the thing about Posta is I've learned my tricks of how to manage the taxes. So number 1, there's items that should not be taxed. I'm not sure what the law is, but I know like with is it photography equipment? I think laptops are also taken off that. There's just, when different case law happens, then certain things are taken off or like are not taxed. Then there's also like a ceiling. They only tax you for items that are above $10. So if your, for example, my package was like $6, or this was $2. So if this was $2, you don't get taxed. If your item just falls, so the thing is with this, you have to be careful. You can buy something worth $10 and then the shipping takes it above the cost. So usually you need to ask your vendor to, because they also have to declare the items, the goods, one on their side for customs on their side. So just ask them to indicate that whatever the cost the item was, it's under $10. So if it was like $7 and then shipping made it $11, let them indicate that it's $9 and not $11, because the minute it comes to Kenya, you'll get, so there's a difference in the types of notices that you get. So I pick my packages at City Square, which has 3 floors. I'm not sure how GPO works, but what I know is if you get a white paper notice, that means that you have a package and you have a small packet, so just go and pick it up. So you just go to the counter, I think 52 or 56 at City Square, and they give it to you for free. You just present your ID, or if you send someone, give them a copy of your ID and sign that little paper. Then so there's the second part where it's a large packet. So small packets go downstairs and you go and pick that up. Large packets go upstairs, which is where it's not been detained, but it just means that it doesn't fit in your box, because you know how the post office box is tiny, so it doesn't fit in your box, so they keep it for you. And then this part usually depends on really who you find, because sometimes you'll go and the guy that's there will just give you the package, and sometimes you go and the person that's there will make you pay, and it's usually like 50 bob or 60 bob. It's not a lot of money. Then there's the second one. So for the detained packages, usually I receive a message. This is Posta, come collect your package, tracking number X at on first floor, City Square in this case. For the third type of parcel is also your registered mail would be same thing. So I know like lawyers serve notices and stuff, and it's by registered mail, so that they are notified once the other person receives it. So that's the same thing. You don't pay for this, you just go and collect it. So for the third type of package, that's the ones that are detained by customs, and this is where you find KRA and Posta work together. So this is when your package is above $10. So for example, for my light was about, I think, $20. So when I got there, you present the thing, it's a yellow slip. So this is how you know that your package has been detained by KRA customs. It's a yellow slip by Kenya Posta, and your charge, that one automatically gets you a charge of, I think, 160 to 200 bob for detainment. Now this changes over time. So I know people, like if you're buying a car and your logbook is sent, most people use this type of I guess shipping, and I guess this is where you collect your registered mail. I'm not too sure, I've never collected, I've actually just sent registered mail. But yes, if you're collecting your logbook, it's been sent by your clearer father or whoever is doing your stuff in Mombasa for you, clearing the car, then this is where you pick it up. Same thing to this. So what happens, like with me and with picking up this package, is you have to open it. So the kind of parcels that are detained are usually watches, and these are if you buy a designer watch, say from Australia, because I know my stuff shipped from Australia before, from Australia, from the US, from anywhere in the world. I've gotten a package from Scandinavia before as well, via Posta. So this is where they come, and you have to open it so that they can check what it is that's in there, and then you either tell, so most packagers or most shippers will put in a receipt inside. There's also usually it kind of declares on the top here how much the thing costs. That's how it gets detained. because again, customs on their side, when they're shipping, demands that they declare the value of the object that they're shipping and what it is exactly that's inside. So they'll check what it is. If you're shipping, I've shipped a bag before that's been checked. They open it up and they check inside, they check everything, that they're not trying to sneak any other things into the country, into like that small package. Then they ask you to show them the value of the package. So if there's a dispute and you're claiming that the package costs one thing and it actually costs something different, then they check. So make sure you don't get into one of those fights with carrier people. I've been in a bit of a disagreement with a lady. She was a bit unreasonable, but yes, in the end we got to the same page. Now they check the value of the package and then they start calculating tax. So again, if you're just shipping one thing, so if you're getting one item out of China, it's not for resale. So most of the time they do this because I'm running a business and I'm bringing in 100 pieces of tops and carrier has to make their cut. So if you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tops, sometimes they should not actually charge you tax. So make sure you read your laws, know your rights. You're not supposed to be charged tax on some items, but there's stuff that they will always charge tax on, no matter what. So if you get away with it, because I've gotten away with shipping in tops a lot of the times. I don't ship a lot of stuff at the same time. I try and ship it in like 2 or 3 pieces, and then I use different shops and they'll come in at different times. So it won't really flag customs as to this is someone that's shipping in something. But if you're running a business, it makes no sense. Just if you're buying one tops for yourself, that's fine. So yes, what else was not? Yeah, if it's under $10, if it's one item, there's certain items that are exclusively not chargeable for VAT. So how is VAT calculated? Now this is the one thing I have never been able to master, just because it's a little complicated, and every time the guys at customs teach me to do it, I always forget. So there's a 27% charge. I think it's 27% charged off of it's charged, I think they charge it off of, like, if the item is $27, is $10, $15, and then they say 27% of that, and then there's a 16% charge again. So whatever amount was gotten from this 27% calculation of, like, your $15 is added to your $15, so it's 15 plus this 20, the answer here. If you're good at math, I was very bad at math, and then 16% of that. So then you pay that 16% and the 27%, if that makes sense. Whatever was found here, so that plus that. I don't know if you followed, if I made sense, but yes, most of the time, anytime you ship something that's above, or anytime you are being charged at customs for any item, it always adds up to about half, or just a little under half, of the cost of your goods. So if your goods are $15, you probably end up paying between $7 and $10 in tax. So just pay attention to that when you're shipping for stuff. So that always makes me decide whether or not I want to buy something. Like, is it worth it? Will I find it, like, if I add that $15 plus the $7, will I find the same thing at a shop here for less? Or even better, am I better off shipping from the US, which again is a whole other story, and I do have a review of my using something random on this channel. I think it's like my 4th or 3rd video, so I'll link that below. That way you're able to learn how to ship from the US as well, and I think they also do ship from the UK, and a lot of other UK style or this packaging companies use the same, more or less the same method as them. So yes, so that's gonna be down below. Yeah, so that helps me when I'm at the buying phase to decide whether I'm going to get this thing for this amount, or I'm going to ship it in from the US at X amount at a lesser time. Although these days I know customs has issues with a lot of packages from the UK and the US. Yes. Oh yeah, then as I said, you're going to pay a detainment fee between 100 bob and 200 bob. I'm not too sure. There's a fine for certain items. The longer you take to collect your detained item, then the more the fees add. For small packets, I've not seen it really go up, but I've seen some people when I was there trying to clear their stuff, and they were being charged. You're being charged like a holding fee, like it's storage fees. So they're charging you for taking up space over the weeks, and it goes up and it goes up the longer you take to collect your parcel. So I guess that's it. Make sure, and when you collect your item, please make sure you leave a review, whether you liked it. Leave a photo, just so you help other shoppers that come behind you to be able to shop. Now, one other thing that happens, I know with AliExpress, they're very good at managing disputes. If you don't receive your items, you do get a refund, but you have to do it within the window before the transaction closes. Usually, because the shipping takes so long, if it's about, like, you can keep checking. If they give you a tracking number, then go and track your thing, and you can see whether it's still in China in transit, or it's arrived at Mombasa and it's being shipped now to your local posta. Or if you think the time is taking too long, then just extend your purchase period, your shipping period, and then AliExpress won't transfer the money to the seller. So what happens is AliExpress does take, so your money does come out of your account immediately. You click on pay now, and then they keep it until that period when you receive your item. If you don't receive your item, or if your item is broken, or because I've had different scenarios. I've had one time when I received a broken item and I got a partial, was it some of it, like it was like one of these eyebrow palette thingies, and I got a partial refund. I got a full refund on, was it some earrings that I got that had detached. Then what else have I gotten a refund? So there's one time that there is a time limit as to where or how long Posta can hold your package for you. I've had 2 items returned to China because I don't use my post office. I share a post office box with my neighbor, and I think for the longest time they traveled, so I wasn't aware that the package had arrived. So it's important that you often check your tracking number and enter it. They usually give you a link, enter it and see if it's arrived. So if it's arrived and you haven't gotten your little white slip, then it's easy for you to just go to the post office, like the small packets counter, and claim it using just your tracking number, and then they will not bring you that slip. And usually that's after, like, they give you 1 warning, 2 warnings, 3 warnings. They keep putting it in your box. So if you don't check your box often, then you won't know that you have a package. One other thing, be very, very careful when you're transacting with your card online. I've learned the hard way. Last year I lost $200 on a different site, not on AliExpress. That one was my own mistake. My friends keep asking me about it. I do not want to talk about it because it was a very, very dumb move I made. I was buying an item. The item was too good to be true. Like, it was, you know how I just pick, because sometimes I pick up photography stuff off of AliExpress because it's cheaper. So like if I'm looking for the filters, or like what's it called, this reflector or something like that, or a diffuser, I'll get it off of AliExpress because it's gonna be $5 or $10 or something. Like, it's gonna be cheap. So I saw this deal. It was a very nice deal, and I forgot, because usually I check back and I review and I check the reviews, and then I search independently. I search on YouTube and see if people have hauled this particular item. I search on Google to see if anyone has written a post about this particular website being fraudulent. And in this case, this guy's, it's one of those pages, you know how you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram and then they put an advertisement up on your page and then you just click on it. So I did that by mistake, and then like it had a timer, like it's a sale, it's ending in the next 2 hours. So silly old me went ahead and input my details, and instead of them taking just the $6 that was owed to them, they literally took away. I just received a message. So I was seated, I finished my transaction, I'm chilling, and then I see a message from my bank and it's like 20,000. I'm like, what? Yes, so that did take a while to recover and a lot of struggle just getting that money back from the bank. Yeah, so I guess that's all you can learn about. Let me just show you what I got first before I click off. So these are flowers, and these were $2, by the way. Don't know if you guys can see them. So these are so beautiful, and let me show you them just arranged. And I really want, so I don't know if you guys have seen those like boxes that people are getting of roses, and those roses are like 100 roses and they take years and years and years to stay. I just got 4 roses, like not forks as some of you would say. I got 4 roses. So this was a pack of 25 roses, I think, for maybe $2.50. Yeah, and then I got some other flowers. I'm dying to get my peonies. I really love peonies as a flower. And yes, so these are my other flowers. I don't even know if you can see them. So these are going to, they're just going to, my camera is flashing. Where is it flashing? Okay, I'll see. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to end this video here now. I guess I've told you everything. If you still have any questions, make sure you leave it down in the question comments below. I'll be happy to answer. Make sure you follow me on Instagram as well. I'm always happy to help you. If you're struggling a bit with your shipping or anything really, home decor, I'm happy to help. Yeah, so that's it for today's video. You know the deal. Make sure you share, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again next Sunday. So yes, by now you've noted that I post every Sunday. So yes, see you guys Sunday. Bye.